So let's come to a nice seat. Just start out so that you feel comfortable today. So maybe for you, that means more of a kind of like sloppy seat. Maybe you're even leaning back in your chair a little bit. If you're feeling a little more energetic and you want to scoot forward in your chair, sit a little taller, that also works. If you're taking that approach, do peek down. Just make sure that your knees are landing over your ankles. As always, if you do have a block handy and you want to take a block between your thighs or your feet or both, sometimes that can feel nice. You could even take a strap around that. So lots of different ways that we can start. Before we sit quietly, let's give the shoulders a little roll out. And then let's roll forward. Let's roll back again. And just eventually allowing your shoulders to release down your back. You can take your hands on your thighs. Allow your eyelids to close if they're not already. And then just find a nice, smooth, deep, full inhale. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. A couple more times like that. Big, smooth, full, deep inhale. Let it go. Ha. And then you can go ahead and seal your lips here. We're going to inhale through the nose, and then we're also going to exhale through the nose. You might be constricting the sides of your throat a little bit, so finding your Ujjayi breath. You might be skipping that, particularly if it is a little warm where you're at. That is, Ujjayi is a heating breath, so in the summer, sometimes it can feel like too much. If that's the space you're in today, just inhaling and exhaling through the nose, but just keeping it nice and easy. I'm noticing for myself as I'm sitting here right away, the shoulders are wanting to creep up around the ears. So if you're in the same boat, just imagine that somebody is gently pressing down on them. So there's like a little weight. As you inhale, feel like you're getting longer through the sides of your waist, breathing more space between the discs in your vertebra, particularly if you are starting out sitting tall. If you are kind of taking an easier approach today, you can just kind of ignore that. All of us, so as we exhale, can breathe down. Just imagine the breath going down through your sit bones, down through your feet. So that exhale is helping to ground you a little more. You're listening to that sound of your breath. You're bringing your attention there, and it's going to get distracted. You're going to notice sounds in your room. You're going to notice those thoughts in your mind. And when you become aware that your attention is drifted, you just smile and you remind yourself to come back to that sound of your breath. You might have to do that 1,000 times the next hour. Some days it's easy to get still and quiet and focused. Some days it's a little more challenging. Just notice where you're at today. Be okay with where you're at. Good. And then from here, let's gently blink our eyes open. So if you're leaning back in the chair, let's go ahead and sit up right here. And with hands on thighs, let's just start to rock around in that pelvic girdle. So just making some little circles here. They can be big, they can be smaller. And you might be, feeling a little sensation in the lower back, the outer hips. Maybe you're even getting a little something in the neck and shoulders. The body might be feeling a little stiff, a little tender. It might feel good to just move like this. This is kind of unusual movement for yoga. A little more forward, back, side to side, twisting. So let's start to switch directions here. Maybe you're just bringing your attention to that play that happens on the sit bones as you go from one side to the other, how the weight shifts. Really nice work. So let's just start to find our nice tall seat, our mountain pose, Tadasana. So the weight is evenly distributed into both sit bones. You're sitting nice and tall. Gentle lift of the sternum up towards the ceiling. And then let's right away just move into that forward and back motion. So that flexion and extension of the spine. And you can start really small here. You're moving with your breath. Inhaling, you're finding that arch in your lumbar. As you exhale, you're rounding in, chin towards chest. So getting more into the thoracic, the upper spine, the cervical spine. You're paying attention to how your back is feeling today. And even already, you might be feeling a little shift. Things might be opening a little. You might be enjoying how it feels to connect to movement with breath. For most of us, it has this really nice calming quality. It feels like a little moving meditation. Good. So as you're doing these cat-cows here, forward and back, perhaps you want to get your arms involved in the equation. So we start to warm up that shoulder girdle a little bit. So as you're inhaling, you can stretch one arm forward and then back. Beautiful. And you need not lift that arm very high. You're just going to the place that feels right in your shoulder. So we're kind of warming up the shoulder girdle here. It's this big joint, gets tight. It's also very commonplace for injuries. So a lot of times we've got, things in our past, scar tissue, surgeries that might prevent some range of motion. So you're always just listening to yourself, modifying as needed. So the next time you're finishing with that left side, if you wanted to play with extending both arms at the same time, you're welcome to do so. You can also keep alternating arms if that feels better. Maybe you've had enough of the arm, so you just go back to classic cat-cow. And then just bring your attention to that sound of your breath. It's like our soundtrack here. Good. And then go ahead. Finish up, even out the sides if you're alternating arms. Find your mountain pose. So come back to that nice tall seat. And then let's release our arms by our sides. Let's inhale, take the arms out nice and wide. So arms a little wider than shoulders, distance apart. I'm spinning the pinky side of the hand forward, feeling the inner arm wrap towards the outer arm. And then let's go ahead and interlace fingers, press palms up towards the ceiling. And if that isn't happening for whatever reason, if you grab a strap if you have one, or you can just keep hands reaching up a little wider. So again, always modifying. But if it is available, you can press those palms up towards the ceiling. Good, deep inhale. As you exhale, start to bend both elbows. So your palms are pressing into the back of your head. And in fact, let's really press there. Maybe lean your elbows back behind you. So you're going to feel a stretch in the upper arms, the armpit area, the chest. Good. And then from here, deep inhale. As you exhale, drop that right elbow down. Inhale, center. Exhale, drop the left elbow. Good, inhale, center. Couple more each side, exhale. So just a little flow. Again, we're just warming up the shoulder girdle here. Might be rather intense, in fact. All right, so let's stay here on the right side. Let's really root into the sit bones, but start to lean to the right a little bit. So that left sit bone might get a little heavy. And then maybe just release hands and we come into our side stretch here. This is nice lateral stretch on the left side. Little gentle twist of your ribs up towards the ceiling, those right ribs. Maybe you're gazing up underneath the top arm. Only do that if it feels okay in your neck. You just look fantastic. Let's inhale, back up to center. And exhale, release the arms. Just give them a little wiggle out. So we'll take that little sequence again to the second side, but kind of let the blood come back to shoulders, fingers, arms. All right, here we go. As we inhale, arms will reach out and up. So nice and tall. So for the first couple of breaths here, you could just imagine that somebody's pulling up on your wrists, helping you, almost like tractioning your spine a little bit. And then go ahead and interlace fingers. So if you can remember, do the opposite. And if you can't remember, just go for the way that feels normal and then switch it. And if you end up doing the same side twice, it's okay. It's okay. The world is not going to stop. Good. So again, inner arm wraps towards outer arm, feeling that stretch in the armpit chest area. Deep inhale. As we exhale, we bend the elbows. So just kind of cradling the head with the hands, and then you can kind of press the hands into the head, but then lean your elbows back. That's going to intensify the stretch that you're getting in the armpit area. It's kind of like a hurt so good. Make sure you're breathing here. When things get intense, sometimes that goes a little bit. All right, deep inhale. As we exhale, we drop left elbow. Good, inhale, center. And again, just be mindful that if having your fingers interlaced here doesn't work, you just modify as you need. Moving with your breath. It's just like a little shoulder vinyasa. The next time you're off to the left, stay there. And again, maybe you're pressing your head back into that upper arm, that right arm. Okay, keep rooting into both sit bones. Start to lean to the left. Couple breaths here with the arms in this configuration. Definitely should be feeling something in that right shoulder. And then finally, release the arms. We come into this lovely side stretch. Lots of extension on this right side. I'm trying to find a little bit on that left side, but obviously that's, they're not going to be equal. Can you find a little twist of your left ribs up towards the ceiling? Maybe you're gazing up underneath that top arm. Good, and then really root into both sit bones as you inhale. Come back up. Beautiful. As you exhale, release the arms down. And again, just like give everything a little shake out, kind of any movement that feels good. Let those shoulders release. And then let's get into the neck a little bit. So hands can be on your thighs. Go ahead and release your chin towards your chest. And this is like one of those, a small move that packs a really big punch. Particularly the first one of the day always feels a little like extra, sometimes challenging, sometimes like you're not moving very far at all. That's okay. And you just keep breathing. And we just know that as we move, as we warm up, we do start to find more space in our bodies. Let's inhale, lift the chin. Exhale, right ear towards right shoulder. Hello, left side of the neck. From here, we inhale, center, exhale, off to the left. And we take a few breaths here. So you're getting all of this stretch, the sensation on the right side of the neck. It can be quite intense. Breath is smooth and steady. Welcome, Jim and Tim. All right, we're going to inhale up to center. And as we exhale, again, chin drops towards chest. What's going on here with you on this second one? Is it still feeling really intense? Are you starting to find just a little more ease, a little more space? And just do a little check-in with that breath. Make sure that you've got that nice, smooth, steady inhale and exhale through your nose. All right, so this time, let's keep the chin tucked here and then bring that right ear towards the right shoulder. It might not go very far at all. And you're going to notice that we get into some different places. I'm feeling it more forward, like the front of the front body, front left side, the neck and shoulders. And again, this is one of those places where the shoulders, this is intense. So the shoulders really love to help out. So if they're creeping up towards your ears, just, gently breathe them down. And let's take one more deep inhale here. Exhale, roll back to center, couple of breaths. And then chin stays tucked as you move that left ear in the direction of your left shoulder. It need not go very far. And again, you're going to feel the stretch in some different places. You're going to notice how this side is different in your body. Good, deep inhale. Good, as you exhale, roll back to center. And the shoulders releasing down your back. As you inhale, chin gently lifts. Good, and then let's just like flow a little bit here. So as we exhale, we're gonna release chin towards chest. Inhale, lift. Exhale, right ear, right shoulder. Good, inhale, lift. So exhale, chin dips. Stay here as you inhale, and then again, keeping the chin tucked, right side again. Exhale to the right. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, unwind back to center. Inhale, chin lifts. Beautiful. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Inhale, up to center. Good. Exhale, drop chin. Stay here on the inhale. And then as you exhale, keep the chin tucked, but move towards the left. Stay here. Good. And then exhale, back to center. Inhale, chin lifts. So let's do that little sequence again. Exhale, drop the chin down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, right ear, right shoulder. Inhale up to center. Exhale. Good. Stay here on the inhale. And then as you exhale, chin stays tucked, right ear towards right shoulder. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, unwind back to center. Inhale, chin lifts. Good. Exhale, chin drops. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Inhale, up to center. Exhale, chin drops. Stay here for the inhale this time. Exhale, chin stays tucked. Left ear, left shoulder. Again, stay for the inhale. Exhale, back to center. Let's do one more full cycle just like that. Inhaling, chin lifts. Exhale, chin tucks. Inhale, lift. Exhale, right ear, right shoulder. Maybe you're getting a little more stretch, a little more ease there. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, chin releases down. Stay here on the inhale. Exhale, back to the right. Again, stay for the inhale. Exhale, center. Inhale, lift. Good. Exhale, drop. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Good. Inhale, center. Nice work. Exhale, chin drops. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Again, take an inhale here. Feel that stretch to the right side. Exhale, back to center. Good. And then inhale. Lift your head. And then again, just give the shoulders a little wiggle. Maybe a little shake of everything. So just find a little movement. Kind of let that all go. Beautiful. Let's move in to some half sun salutes from here. So if you do have blocks, this can be a really nice place to set those up on either side of your feet. If you don't have blocks, no worries. Feel free to just refresh your posture here. So again, you might want to scoot forward in your chair a little more. Just make sure that you're landing with your feet about hips distance apart. You're rooting into your sit bones. You're stretching nice and tall through the sides of your waist. Let's release our arms down. Let's take a couple breaths here. So just feeling really grounded, really present. And we're going to carry this into our Ardha Surya Namaskara, half sun salutes. Inhale, you can take your arms out and up. You could also reach them forward and up. Palms might press, you might gaze up. And as you exhale, a couple ways to come on down. You can reverse swan dive in. You might take hands to thighs and just gently let yourself roll on down. As you inhale, you can take hands to shins or thighs, or this is where you might take those hands to blocks. So you can press down to help you get that extension through the sides of your waist. Gaze comes forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold back in. And then as you inhale, you might roll on up. You might reverse swan dive out. However you want to get in to your extended mountain pose. Beautiful. And then as you exhale, hands come to heart center. And you can bring them down the midline. You can take them out wide. Again, there are ways to kind of like mix and match these sun salutes. You do what feels good. I'm going to do a few more of these. Inhaling, reaching, just flowing with the breath here. Exhale, gracefully, hold on in. Inhaling forward. Cobra pose, exhale, fold back in. And then root down, sit bones, feet to rise up. Feel really expansive, fill up with breath. And exhale, bring it down the midline. All right, so we're all pretty good at these. I'm not going to cue you. We're going to do 3 more rounds. If you've had enough, you could just move into cat-cow. You could sit quietly. If you're watching this video on YouTube and you are newer to these, you can just follow along with me. Enjoy how these feel. There's something really magical about flowing with the breath, finding this rhythm, and breathing space into your body, taking up space with your body. And just observe all of those things. I think I have done thousands and thousands and thousands of these sun salutes in my yoga journey, and they just never get old. They just feel really good. They feel like an old friend, like your favorite pair of jeans. There's absolutely no rush to finish that third one. When you get there, you're just going to land with your palms together at your heart, your mountain pose, maybe closing your eyes. Doing a little check-in, just noticing how you feel, how your body feels. What's your breath doing? Good, and then you're going to blink your eyes open here. You can just release your hands down. We're going to come into a little crescent pose and then crescent pose with a twist. We're going to do that to each side, and then we'll grab our chair, do a couple of downward dogs, and then we'll work on some deeper twists with the chair as well. But we're going to warm this up with a little crescent pose. So you could stay here with your legs exactly like this. If you wanted to extend your left leg to straight, you are welcome to do so. All right, release your arms by your sides. Feel that lift of your sternum, feel that lengthening through the sides of your waist. Inhale, take the arms out and up. And maybe start to bring your gaze up. Feel that lift of your sternum up towards the ceiling. You might press palms together. Now, a lot of that is dictated by shoulder flexibility, so it's not like a have to. We're all going to look a little different in each pose. All right, so just bring your gaze forward. Exhale, take the arms out wide. Nice, deep inhale here. Exhale, just a little gentle twist to the right. Really reach out through your fingertips. And then let's bring our palms towards heart center. Vigorously press them in towards each other. Feel the shoulder blades release down your back. See what's in front of you so your gaze is soft and gentle. You have that nice drishti. If you would like to, maybe you start to fold forward any amount. You might be able to take that left elbow to the outside of that right thigh. You might just kind of be hovering. If you've got that elbow against the leg, you're just getting a little leverage to wrap those left ribs up a little more. Really nice. Deep inhale. As we exhale, let's unwind and let's take a little forward fold here. So this is like our pyramid pose. Again, blocks really lovely here. So you can walk them forward any amount. Big hamstring stretch in this extended leg. Might be feeling this in the lower back too. It can be really nice. You also might be like pretty upright and folding forward. As long as you're getting a stretch, you're doing the pose right. You might even let your chin start to drop and release a little bit here. That's going to be a nice little stretch into the cervical spine. Good, let's inhale. Start to lift up and then take hands to legs, press up. Beautiful. So if you have that left leg extended, you can go ahead and bend that knee, and we're going to come onto our left side. So again, you can just stay here. This works. Maybe you extend the right leg. The legs are about hip distance apart. Root down into both sit bones. Inhale, take the arms out and up. So just classic crescent pose. Good. Maybe your palms press. Maybe you start to bring your gaze up a little bit. Maybe use that inhale to help you feel like you're growing just like a micromillimeter more. And then go ahead and bring your gaze forward. As you exhale, take the arms out wide. Feel those shoulder blades squeeze in towards each other. Deep inhale. And then exhale. Twist to the left. Notice if the shoulders are creeping into your ears, soften them down. Palms press vigorously together at heart center. See what's in front of you. And this is a great place to stay. You just might stay like this. You might hinge forward, tiny little amount. You might be able to bring that right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. That's a deep twist. You could even have it to the inside of that thigh if that's a little easier. So really listen to your body. Twists can be really challenging for some of us. So just go far enough. That counts. Try to fill up on the inhale. It's a little challenging in the twists. We've got one more deep inhale. And then exhale. We are going to, again, just take that little forward fold. So this is kind of like a pyramid pose. And walk those blocks as far forward as feels good, especially if you're a little more flexible in your hamstring. And again, you might be pretty upright. As long as you're feeling sensation somewhere, that's where you need to be in the pose. And I know I say it often, but like every time we show up on our yoga mat, we do our yoga practice, there's different things going on in our body. So the poses always look a little different. That's okay. We actually want to honor that and be good with that. Some days it's okay to just feel like you had a really, really average yoga practice. I know that's not the American way to do things, but sometimes that's what we need. And again, you could be dropping your chin a little bit here. That can feel really nice in the thoracic. And of course, if you ever try something and it doesn't feel good, you don't do it. All right, so let's inhale. You can use your hands to help you press on up. Really lovely. And go ahead and rebend that right knee. If you extended that leg to straight, it really is truly hot yoga here in my room. I don't know about you all, but this is making me sweaty today. It's not a bad thing. All right, let's find our chair. We're going to do a couple down dogs. So if you don't have a chair, you could be using a desk in front of you. You could be using a wall. And there's a couple ways. If you're using a chair, you could use the seat of the chair or the back of the chair. I'm going to use that. That's kind of nice because it gives you some different heights. All right. So kind of the initial stage is kind of like just figuring out where the chair, the desk needs to be, where you need to be in relationship to it. So let's go ahead and root down. Feeling nice and tall here. And then we're going to inhale, take the arms out and up. And so like just a little bit wider than shoulders distance apart. Spin your palms to face forward. And then start to hinge forward at your waist. I can already tell. I have like monkey arms, so I have to scoot my chair forward a little bit. And then spread your fingers if that's an action that's available, and really root down. So that can be nice if you're pressing. You can actually feel that if you're pressing into the seat of the chair. So the arms get really active, and we did a lot to warm up the shoulders. And you can just release your ears between your biceps to that inner arm. So you're kind of just like gazing down at your toes. As you inhale, can you lengthen through the sides of your waist so you get a little more extension? Maybe you even stretch your arms forward a little more. As you exhale, can you breathe a little gravity into your sit bones, into your feet? And we've got a few more breaths here. Good. So as you inhale, maybe bring your gaze forward. And then you can bring one hand to thigh, then the other. And then press up. You might get a little head rush coming out of downward dog. So it's an inversion. It's like, doing a handstand, headstand. We're dropping the head below the heart. So we're going to do one more. I'm going to go ahead and do the top of the chair this time and just see how that feels a little different. You're welcome to play around. If you liked that action of really pressing, spreading fingers, pressing down into all 10 knuckles, that can be like, it gives a lot of, what is the word I'm looking? It makes the arms work, is what I'm trying to say, not very well. All right, here we go. Arms release down. Stretch out and up. So we've got all of this length as we're reaching. Spin the palms to face forward. So in a sense, you're already doing downward facing dog here. Keep all of this length as you start to hinge forward. This is where a wall could be really nice, actually. So you could even like pretend that there's a wall in front of you. So maybe you're not using the chair, and this like requires a lot of core as well, because it's not hot enough in this room, or in the rooms you're in perhaps. Just up the ante. Keep that breath smooth and steady. Inhale again, find that length, that space in the spine through the sides of the waist. And then exhale, visualize that downward motion of the breath helping you to root. Couple more breaths. You come out early if you need to. Good. And then maybe lead with the opposite hand. So for me, it's that left hand. And then again, just come on up. Take a couple of breaths there. Maybe again, just feeling a little lightheaded. Okay. So coming into our twisting triangle or version of that. So another twist, perhaps a little deeper than the one that we did, but we're going to have lots of variations again. So let's go ahead. There's going to be like several places we can be here. So it might just end up looking like that twisting crescent for you. So let's go ahead and so you can stay here. Maybe you take that left leg straight. Okay, so perhaps if you have that chair or table in front of you, you take your right heel on that chair. And maybe you want to take the right heel on the chair, but to have the left leg extended straight feels a little precarious, so maybe you bend that knee. So we have lots of places that we can be. All right, so both hips are neutral. They're facing forward. Go ahead and release your arms down, really root into those sit bones. Good. Inhale, arms reach out and up. And if you don't have a chair in front of you, again, you could just do that version of the crescent pose that we did before. All right, so let's exhale. Hands come to heart center. Deep inhale, so we're sitting nice and tall to start out. Exhale. Twist to the right. You might stay here like this. So inhale, take the arms out wide. We're still in the twist. And then exhale, maybe you start to hinge forward. Maybe you bring your left hand to that left shin or thigh. And you might bring your left hand to that right ankle or somewhere on that leg. And then you use that leverage to help you twist in a little deeper. And it's a deep twist, so don't overdo it. Reach out through those right fingertips. Think outer hips squeezing in towards each other, even if that's like not an action that you can feel in your body. It's a pretty refined, pretty subtle. Are you breathing? Keep that breath moving. Let's take one more deep inhale here. And then exhale, go ahead and unwind here. And again, we're going to find a little bit of a forward fold. So some of us might have both legs straight here. So you're going to feel a little hamstring stretch potentially in both legs, particularly that right leg that is lifted. You need not go in very deep at all. You could let your chin start to release towards your chest. Just gets into a really kind of lovely intense spot in the cervical spine, the thoracic spine. And then as you inhale, extend your chest forward. And then you can take hands to legs to gently upright yourself. All right, so if you have this left leg extended, go ahead and bend that knee. And then you can release that right foot. All right, and so we'll take that little sequence to the second side, knowing that it might look entirely different than the first side. So again, different things going on in our bodies. So we're always modifying. All right, so option one, you just stay like this. Option two, maybe you extend that right leg to straight on the floor. Perhaps you take that left leg up onto your chair. Now, if doing that feels a little precarious, maybe you go ahead and rebend that right knee. Maybe that feels a little more steady. Good. And then go ahead and release your arms down. Inhale, take the arms out and up. So again, this is kind of like our crescent pose. As you exhale, palms come towards heart center. Again, take a nice deep inhale here, and then exhale, twist to the left. Good. Inhale, take the arms out wide. You might just stay like this. On your next exhale, maybe you hinge forward. And again, you could take that right hand to that right thigh, somewhere on that leg. Maybe it comes somewhere to that left leg. And you're just exhaling, breathing those right ribs up towards the ceiling. These look fantastic. And this is a super deep twist. Do less if you need to. You can feel those shoulder blades squeezing in towards each other. Parivrtta Trikonasana, twisted triangle pose. It's kind of a hard one to love. All right, as we exhale, go ahead and unwind. And then again, just feel free to forward fold here, any amount, and maybe that means that you're pretty upright. Perhaps you're letting the chin release towards the chest. And nice and gentle, one hand to each thigh to help press you up. Nice work. All right, so if that right leg is extended straight, go ahead and bend that knee. And then we rebend the left. So we come into our mountain pose, our Tadasana, and we check in and see how we're feeling. Good. And then let's move into a little alternate nostril breathing. So let's just give the fingers a little wiggle out. Just do all of the things that feel good here. You're going to find a nice, comfortable seat. So let's take the left hand down on our thigh. You're going to use your right hand. And as you know, I don't care how you block your nostrils. It might be your pointer and thumb. If you want to play with the more classic mudra, you're bending your index and middle finger into the palm. This can just feel really awkward. So again, not necessary, but it's kind of like you're making one finger with your ring finger and pinky. So whatever variation you're using with your hands, find that bony part of your nose and then just lower a little bit. So where the cartilage is. So this is a place where we want to press. We don't want to overdo it. What tends to happen when we're doing this breathing is that the shoulder wants to get involved. The elbow starts to lift. So I just want you to be mindful to keep it releasing down. Allow your eyelids to close if they're not already. Inhale, breathe through both nostrils. Exhale, breathe through both nostrils. Let's block the right nostril with the thumb. Inhale through the left. Block left nostril. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Block right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Block left, exhale right. Inhale right. Block right, exhale left. Inhale left. Block left, exhale right. Inhale right. Block right, exhale left. Inhale left. Block left, exhale right. Inhale right. Block right, exhale left. Good, release that right hand down. Inhale through both nostrils. Exhale through both nostrils. And then just allow your breath to find its own natural rhythm. We're going to move to some form of rest here. You might just stay exactly where you're at, but we move in towards this shavasana state of mind. For some of us, it might feel good. You have that chair, a table in front of you. Maybe you take a little child's pose and just supporting your forehead. So a little bit of a forward fold. If you wanted to do a deeper forward fold, you're welcome to do that. You're always welcome to come into classic shavasana, so laying on the floor if that is available to you and feels good. Wherever you're at, give yourself permission to relax, to surrender. Let go of the need to kind of direct your breath at this stage of the game. Let it do its own thing. Soak up these final moments of stillness. Allow the brain, the body, the opportunity to assimilate, to absorb the work that we've spent the past hour doing. Mostly just enjoy this sweet space you're in, this room you've created in your body, this sense of ease, and perhaps a sense of spaciousness. Soak it up. Shavasana. Asato ma satgamaya. Tamaso ma joytir gamaya. Mrityamamritam gamaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Take a deeper inhale. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. And then just start to bring some gentle movement back to your body. So just anything that feels good here, just yawn and stretch. Good. And then you're going to eventually land with your palms in a pile on top of your heart. One final check and just noticing how you feel. And then finally, just sending yourself love and gratitude, your body love and gratitude. Promising yourself that you're going to carry this good feeling you've worked so hard to create with you into the rest of the day, the weekend ahead. And finally, just bow your head with a smile. Terrific work today, everybody. Thank you.